Increasing quantities of waste and its negative impact on the environment, such as water quality and associated health problems, is a growing concern in the Mashrek and Maghreb countries. More than half of the people in these countries live in urban areas, and a large percentage of the population is especially vulnerable to the negative consequences that might result from waste disposal. As a result of the Arab Spring, civil society in several countries of the MENA region has been strengthened and has therefore taken a much greater role in political decision-making. In fact, the public institutions responsible for waste management have realized the importance because many controversial waste facilities are being called into question and are even sometimes closed due to sit-ins and civil action. The interests of the various stakeholder groups in regards to solid waste management, such as the state, the municipalities, the private sector, the informal sector, and civil society are being discussed and negotiated.
We use active education.
De sensibilisation dans toutes les matières, dans l'économie de l'énergie.
High unemployment is one of the many key challenges in the MENA region, so greening the waste sector and thereby creating green jobs and generating income has enormous potential, and this has not yet been explored to the full extent. A functioning vehicle fleet is the heart of municipal waste collection. To avoid service fallouts, it is essential to assure the regular maintenance of the material. Effective municipal waste management plays an important role for urban living conditions. It contributes to cleanliness, reduces health risks, and assures good road conditions. Hence, it is critical to the level of attractiveness of neighbourhoods and cities for inhabitants, private enterprises, and tourists. Municipal waste services include not only the collection of household waste, but also the cleaning of the streets. The issue of integrated solid waste management and resource efficiency involves a multitude of aspects: political, technical, administrative, communication, and education, and hence a multitude of stakeholders and individuals and groups are involved and concerned. Those may be political decision makers, municipal experts, consultants, private operators, as well as civil society representatives and non-governmental organizations. Many approaches have been developed to tackle the increasing and more diversified waste streams in the past. Depending on the system, municipal waste management includes the transport to transfer stations, treatment plants, and landfills. Some strategies have proven to be successfully implemented and may serve as a starting point for others. These challenges require the highest attention. Why is something working here but not there? What aspects need to be considered to make an approach successful? What are the lessons learned? Making this precious knowledge available to others and stimulating an open and constructive discussion is one of the objectives of SWEEPNet. Already, the 4th Annual Forum on Solid Waste Management has been initiated by SWEEPNet. The regional network SWEEPNet provides a practical and highly effective platform for solid waste management. Capacity building is achieved through dynamic knowledge sharing among the various stakeholders within MENA and even beyond.
The network activities are coordinated through the steering committee meeting formed by country representatives and supporting partners. The network activities are targeting and involving the key stakeholders from the region, formed by both public and private sector.
This diagram illustrates SWEEPNet's main mission, promoting South-South and North-South cooperation through the profound transfer of expertise by developing guidelines, studies, tools for decision makers and pilot operations. SWEEPNet, as a network, collects local best practices and refines and distributes them on the regional level. To literally keep up the networking, participants of the 4th Forum joined a field visit to a transfer station and to the attached Gabawi landfill. When it comes to waste treatment, different waste streams require specific attention. Every year, millions of tons of litter end up in the oceans worldwide, turning them into the world's biggest landfill. This marine litter has significant negative effects on marine biodiversity, on the economic potentials, and on the benefits of coastal populations. Many of the coastal areas most affected by the burden of waste in the sea are also particularly dependent on the economic benefits of tourism.
Here in Jordan we have a very beautiful coastal areas in the Aqaba Gulf and also in the Dead Sea areas. However, these areas are under heavy pressures and challenges, but as a measure is the garbage issue. This issue is considered very critical here in Jordan because it's not only affecting the environment itself, but it's also affecting the social and economical values in Jordan. We are working with the Eco School program. This program is unique as we are looking to create a model in each school where every single person is aware about the needs of protecting this environment.
The project here in Saida, close to Beirut, is again extraordinary. Overall objective: the transformation of this trash mountain into a public park. 58 meters in height, the mountain was constructed with 1.5 million cubic meters of waste that was spread over the area of 6 hectares. Content: a wild mixture of all kinds of waste, an eyesore with foul odors and frequent fires which led to frustrations. The well-thought-through project components and effective awareness-raising campaigns and trainings will lead to the direct beneficiaries of the project, namely the approximately 150,000 inhabitants of Saida. As for the indirect beneficiaries, it will extend to the level of the country's population, demonstrating high concern for environmental care. And finally, of course, the Mediterranean Sea itself, with a beautiful park on its shore. Among the main challenges is how to put a monetary value on natural resources and the environment. For example, how to price the economic value or burden of a clean or dirty beach for the tourist industry. Through case studies on Beirut, Rabat and Tunis, SWEEPNet values and expands the knowledge about the costs of environmental degradation in the region due to municipal waste management. In this way, the network assists decision makers at national and local levels to identify and prioritize specific actions that will improve the integrated waste management. The volume of e-waste generation is growing rapidly in developing countries due to exponential growth in electrical and electronic equipment production and consumption worldwide. The latest estimates indicate that in 2012, more than 45 million tons of e-waste was generated globally. However, increasing quantities of e-waste and its mismanagement represent a major concern across the world due to the presence of hazardous substances such as lead, mercury, PCB, asbestos and CFCs.
Le symbole de la poubelle barrée, indiqué ici, veut dire que cet équipement, lorsqu'il arrive en fin de vie, devient un déchet électronique et qu'il doit être recyclé proprement.
Notre produit est certes polluant, mais nous disposons d'une belle unité de recyclage quasi intégrale des batteries usagées. À travers SWEEPNet, nous souhaiterions faire profiter de notre expérience
Uncontrolled dumping and inappropriate recycling processes generate negative impacts on the environment and pose substantial health risks. On the other hand, e-waste contains valuable materials that may be recovered. 1 ton of mobile phones, for example, contains approximately 3.5 kilograms of silver, 340 grams of gold, and 130 kilograms of copper. This e-waste depicts a high-value resource and hence a huge business opportunity for the local market if properly handled.
What should we do with all the sea waste that Jordan is now consuming? Each year it's increasing. So we came out with an idea. Recycling art. It is good. I hope you're going to enjoy it. Thank you.
مركز عيون شباب الفني قام بالشراكة مع شركة جوسايكل بإنتاج معرض فني كتير كبير لريسايكلينج آرت. موجود عندنا فنانين كتير بتشتغل على ريسايكل وبتشتغل على كرياتيف في شغلها. قمنا في هاي الفترة في عمل فني كتير كبير هو بازار لمبا، وإن شاء الله قدام عندنا كتير أعمال كتير. إجا ناس من برا البلد وقمنا بشغل مع ناس كتير من برا البلد عشان نشتغل هذا المعرض وكتير كان كبير و thank you.
People, do you believe that used to be computers? I don't think so. But now when it came to Joe with the cooperation of young eyes, yes it is. It became what we call now recycling art. Look at it, coming alive now. That's right.
SWEEPNet has published these and more relevant data such as market data, national policies and regulatory frameworks from the 10 member countries in a study on e-waste in the MENA region for the benefit of the SWEEPNet members. In most cities of the Arab region, waste segregation at source is not a common practice. Recycling of unsorted waste is sometimes difficult and requires newest technologies and advanced expertise. Special waste streams need special treatment. Hazardous waste is waste with a chemical composition or other properties that make it capable of causing illness, death, or some other serious harm to humans and other life forms when mismanaged or released into the environment.
On reçoit les déchets conditionnés dans les conteneurs homologués selon la loi 2800 et on procède ensuite à leur déchargement dans la benne montant automatiquement par le skip de chargement de la machine éco-stérile traitant les déchets médicaux et pharmaceutiques par micro-ondes pour obtenir ce genre de déchets.
Some hazardous waste is recycled into usable products. It can also be transformed by chemical, biological or physical treatment to render it non-hazardous before being integrated in the respective waste management circles designed for non-hazardous waste. It may also be incinerated or disposed of in a specially designed landfill. The production of RDF, refuse-derived fuel, as an alternative source of primary energy for cement kilns is a reliable alternative to landfilling and reduces the use of fossil fuels. Many civil society organizations in the MENA region are active in raising awareness on waste reduction, waste separation and recycling. So the Eco School in Tangier is a wonderful example of how future generations can learn proper recycling behavior from scratch. The promotion and enforcement of the 3 R's, reduce, reuse, recycle, are crucial to a long-term change of behavior and to substantial resource management.
We are at Terliban Educational Center. Here we believe in education. Through education and sustainable development, we will save the planet. We ask people, schools, companies to come here and see our sorting center, our backyard composting, and through active education, through videos, films, and songs, we promote the 3 R's message: reduce, reuse, recycle.
Notre association Action Citoyenne Mars à Corniche, grâce à la vulgarisation de SWEEPNet Tunisie, nous essayons donc de sensibiliser un peu les citoyens au tri sélectif du plastique.
I have worked at the Royal Department for Environmental Protection since established since 2006. Our axis of work to implement the environmental law and legislations.
For sustainable waste management, it is crucial to have a clear and transparent legal framework in which to allow the different actors to work. A well-functioning incentives and sanction system supports implementation of and compliance to environmental law.
Another axis of work to increase the awareness for the citizens and the people here in Jordan.
In 2013, more than 55,000 environmental violations were registered in Jordan. Potential consequences range from fines over closure of factories to trials and jail sentences.
The third axis work with the local community. We concentrate for the solid waste and illegal dumping. When we do that, we preserve our environmental and healthcare in Jordan.
The government of Mauritania enacted a law on January 1, 2013 to ban non-degradable plastic bags from use on Mauritanian territory to fight pollution. Ever since, paper and biodegradable bags have been used in markets and in shops. Many parts of the MENA region are arid and forests are rare. To protect the scarce tree resources, paper recycling is of utmost importance for sustainable resource management. It is estimated that every ton of recycled paper saves up to 17 trees. The Lebanese private company Sycamore recycles used cardboard, office waste and recyclable fibres into various types of cardboard, among others for general packaging and food packaging. 35 to 40% of the produced cardboard is sold in Lebanon. The rest is exported to the MENA region. More than ever, waste in the MENA countries contains many valuable materials such as plastic, paper, organic material, metals and others. The separation and recycling of these materials offer business opportunities to the private and informal sector.
أنا شغال في الورقة ديت عشان هي أبسط شغلانة ممكن أشتغلها، لأن أولاً السيولة بتاعتها مش كتيرة قوي، سيولة بسيطة.
نظام تجربة والحمد لله يعني اشتغلنا ولقيتها يعني مصدرها كويس فيها لقمة مش ممكن نكمل.
والله أنا كنت المفروض أشتغل شغلانة تبع الحكومة بتاعتي تبع الوظيفة بتاعتي، بس مفيش وظيفة بالنسبة للحكومة زي ما أنت شايف. اشتغلنا في شغلانة الورق بس.
Composting is one of several technologies recycling organic waste and reducing landfill. All over the MENA region, biodegradable waste is a major part of household waste, amounting up to 70%. Keeping these huge quantities away from landfills helps to lower transportation costs and extends the landfill life expectations, because, as a result, leachate production and greenhouse gas emissions are minimized. The produced compost is a valuable natural resource. It presents a rich source of minerals and organic materials and allows the slow release of nitrogen. Further, the use of compost reduces the need for chemical fertilizers. It also improves soil structure because the compost increases the moisture retention in sandy soils and the ability to filter rainwater through proper clay soils into soakaways. Therefore, compost is a great natural fertilizer for agriculture or gardening, which can, through sale, help to refund the recovery of municipal waste. Innovation requires close cooperation between academia and industry. Through its network, SWEEPNet promotes successful innovations in regards to reuse and recycling of production residues and makes them available to others in the region. Another good example of how solid waste management can create green jobs is this: rice bran.
Rice bran is this part from the rice grain, and it contains about 65% of the nutrient value of rice grain. It is full of antioxidants, full of bioactive for diabetes, for a lot of things. So out of this rice bran, we solve the problem of rancidity. We make it suitable for human consumption rather than being used as animal feed.
This is our final product, stabilized rice bran. It used to be thrown away. It's 100% natural
and it's very healthy and very yummy, and it's ready to share.
Another exciting product is the active carbon produced out of rice straw and rice husk, perfectly suitable for water filters. The third example is the following story.
We produce what we call it natural fiber plastic composites. First, we produce the pellets, and then we press it to produce what we call it the wood plastic. It is more resistant than wood, more resistant than plastic. It is not affected by water, not affected by insects, and of course we know that Egypt is very poor in their wood resources. So we succeeded in developing this type of residue with high cash value out of something that is regularly, up till now, burned in the field.
Plastic materials like PET and plastic foils attain an average of around 10% of the total waste in the MENA region. Plastic recycling facilities exist in several SWEEPNet countries.
Aujourd'hui, c'est une grande première. Grâce à la municipalité de la Marseille de Sidi Bou Saïd, on a eu Kenny pour nous aider tous les jours à faire ce qu'on fait, le tri sélectif. Et puis avec SWEEPNet, on espère pouvoir avoir beaucoup plus de postes de travail et pouvoir engager beaucoup plus de personnes.
Nous profitons du service de Tunisie Recyclage depuis quelques mois. Nous produisons beaucoup de déchets.
Energy is the driving force for development in all countries of the world. Combining the increasing necessity for energy with the protection of depleting natural resources is a major challenge. Waste to energy is the use of modern mechanical and biochemical technologies to recover energy from waste. These technologies include anaerobic digestion, which uses microorganisms to convert organic waste into a methane-rich biogas that can be combusted to generate electricity and heat. For example, the IBC Integrated Waste Treatment Plant produces biogas from the municipal waste of Saida.
We are producing 2,000 kilowatt per hour of energy every day from 100 tons of organic. This energy, we use it internally to operate the plant, the whole plant, plus to recycle the plastic. We recycle it completely.
The growing use of waste to energy as a method to dispose of solid and liquid wastes and to generate power helps to reduce environmental impacts of municipal solid waste management, including emissions of greenhouse gases, and also significantly reduces waste management costs.
And we are giving free of charge 150 kilowatt hour every night to the municipality, free of charge. They use it to light the streets in the evening.
The biogas that accumulates in landfills can be used in a similar way.
This is a CDM registered project. Until now, more than 66 million cubic meter of biogas are collected that generated more than 90,000 megawatt of power, in addition to more than 500,000 of equivalent ton of CO2 are reduced as a result of this project. We think that will continue for the next 10 or 15 years. We hope that this experiment and this project will be replicated in other landfill sites in Jordan.
The concept of green economy aims for the sustainable use and management of limited and precious resources. However, the task of implementing it is a real challenge. For solid waste management, this implies a paradigm shift away from the traditional end-of-pipe solutions to more efficient resource management. Through constant raising of awareness, recycling activities can lead directly to substantial resource savings and income generation. The Tangier landfill is crowded with informal waste pickers who work in precarious conditions. Plastic wastes, due to their extremely low degradation rates and the diverse risks emanating from them to humans, animals and plants, play a crucial role in the pollution. The GIZ programme, PGPE, in cooperation with the Tangier municipality, has worked to integrate these informal waste pickers into the formal employment system. 40 people have benefited from training courses in tailoring and other professions to assure financial stability and viability.
نادي 13 عام وانا خدام هنايا. جات شركات ديال زيزات بطنجة عطاتناهم فرصة تعلمنا فيها والحمد لله مزيانين دابا وكونا مادية والعائلة وهذا دابا راني مزيان الحمد لله.
Green Future has established waste collection and treatment contracts with hotels and supermarkets. A Green Future employee in place sorts and packs the recyclable materials that are transported to the Green Future storage facility. Recyclables that need no further treatment are sold to the recycling industry to be processed. Other materials are transported to disadvantaged families who earn an income in treating the recyclable material further. Shampoo residues from hotels, for example, are recycled into soap that is sold to prisons. Bread leftovers from both supermarkets and hotels are dried and sold as animal food to farmers.
الرؤية عندي توسيع البرنامج، توسيع مصادر الدخل من المواد مش من الفلوس، من المواد اللي يمكن إعادة تدويرها، لأنه من خلال هاي المواد إحنا بنقدر نوفر فرص عمل ونجيب فلوس ونعيش هاي العالم.
The French NGO GRET has established the Zazu Plastic Recycling Center in Nouakchott, the Mauritanian capital. More than 1,000 women from disadvantaged neighborhoods have been trained to collect, sort and recycle plastic waste. The income generated from this activity helps to empower the women by contributing financially to support their families. Today, the center belongs to the women themselves, who are organized in more than 100 cooperatives. Up to this day, more than 250 tons of shredded plastic have been produced at the Zazu Center from colored plastic canisters collected all over the capital. The produce is sold to the Mauritanian plastic industry. Siba, for example, buys the shredded plastic from Zazu Center and other suppliers, transforms it into plastic granulate and consecutively produces various plastic products used in the construction and fishing sectors. As urbanization continues to take place, the management of solid waste is becoming a major public health and environmental concern in urban areas of many developing countries.
Le GIE Zazu recycle des déchets plastiques à Darnaïm et à Toujouni. Et ces femmes recyclent des bidons jaunes que vous voyez et qu'elles transforment en broyat. Et ce broyat est revendu à une société mauritanienne.
نحن نشتغل عن برويا فما تنعدلوش من الحب فما تنترانسفورمو شر لتشيو مع الراكور.
Different types of plastic present the major part of packaging waste. Recycling activities can generate income and provide green jobs for marginalized groups. Plastic wastes may also create a market for the private sector to invest and operate, and hence provide sustainable employment within a new emerging market. Arc-en-Ciel was founded in 1985 in Lebanon by disabled people. Its motto is, working with disabled people for disabled people. Since then, they have extended their social vision to include all types of marginalized groups. Plastic bottle tops are collected and used to finance wheelchairs for people in need. Around 60 to 100 wheelchairs are produced monthly by disabled employees. However, Arc-en-Ciel is in the process of building its own plastic sorting and recycling plant.
It's important to mention that in our work we make many green jobs. We work with persons with special needs. Also, it's important to say that we train 10,000 people on waste segregation.
In response to the recent refugee situation in Lebanon, Arc-en-Ciel has started to train Syrian refugees to sort the waste in the camps in order to improve the cleanliness in the camps and to create income for the refugee families.
We had several experiences in the region and we hope to develop our network.
These local experiences and best practices are made available by SWEEPNet through reports, case studies, guidelines, and a monthly thematic compilation on its website. Partner ministries are now making valuable use of this knowledge, implementing these best practices within their political decision-making processes. Bringing together network members and international partners at conferences, workshops and trainings, and during country exchanges and tailor-made study tours are further key services of SWEEPNet.
SWEEPNet is supported by the German Ministry of Economic Cooperation and Development, EZ, and technically assisted by GIZ. The objective is to strengthen the personnel and institutional capacities for waste and resource management and, at the same time, creating green employment.
Dans le cadre de notre recherche d'amélioration de ce programme, nous avons mis en place une coopération avec le réseau SWEEPNet.
منظومة SWEEPNet التي موجودة الآن منذ سنتين في تونس.
SWEEPNet ist ein sehr erfolgreiches Projekt.
6 months ago, we introduced the concept that dealing with solid waste management will help you create jobs, will sort out the health and environmental problems the community is facing.
Wir haben schon eine gute Zusammenarbeit mit der GIZ und wir hoffen, dass mit dem deutschen Volk und mit der Hilfe des deutschen Volk, dass wir die Probleme Ägyptens bezüglich die Abfall und die Beschaffung von Arbeitsstellen zu beseitigen.
So the idea again is to learn from other countries in the SWEEPNet network, and at the same time share our experience with other countries within that network. So it's very important that there is this sort of South-South cooperation.
Le Maroc est très satisfaisant de la coopération avec le réseau SWEEPNet qui a réalisé plusieurs activités pour le Maroc, à savoir l'élaboration du rapport national sur la gestion des déchets solides au Maroc. Deuxièmement, l'organisation des visites et d'échanges d'expériences avec les autres pays de la région MENA, à savoir la Tunisie, l'Algérie et l'Égypte. Troisièmement, l'organisation des sessions de formation et des ateliers pour tous les acteurs marocains concernés, notamment les techniciens des collectivités locales.
E-waste is a growing challenge in the Middle East and Africa, but it also leverages the interest about the value that lies in e-waste. So platforms like SWEEPNet provide a good dialogue opportunity among the stakeholders from government, civil society, recyclers, producers, to really get on the process to defining the roles and responsibilities for the future solution.
Center for Environment and Development for the Arab region and Europe, CEDARI, is an international organization that is covering the Arab region and Europe, and we are always working with active, efficient partners within the region, and I believe SWEEPNet is one of these active partners that we can see that we can have a close cooperation in terms of solid waste management and especially e-waste management in the MENA region.
As part of the waste of the generation of knowledge that the SWEEPNet is doing, it has initiated a very new initiative, is to calculate the cost of environmental degradation due to municipal solid waste management. And actually this is the first time that actually we will put a value in dollar value on how much environment can be degraded as a result of municipal solid waste, and more importantly, how much it will cost to repair, to stop that degradation.
Das Öko-Institut arbeitet zusammen mit Partnern in den nächsten Jahren in Ägypten im Bereich des Elektronikschrottrecyclings. Dafür ist SWEEPNet eine hervorragende Plattform, um unsere Ergebnisse an andere Partner in der Region weiterzugeben und umgekehrt von Ergebnissen anderer Projekte aus der Region zu profitieren.
KfW, as German Development Bank, is financing
solid waste management and infrastructure projects in various countries in the MENA region. Experienced partners is a key for successful projects. We therefore encourage everybody to join experiences via the SWEEPNet network.
After many years of conducting studies and tracking the informal sector to learn how much they're doing, we finally know how many people work there, how much material they recover, how many businesses they start, how much money they invest, trading, materials recovery, recycling, so much. We now have a platform, and SWEEPNet offers us on regional level that platform. It allows us to promote what they're doing, not advocate, but promote the good work in recycling. And we hope that over the next few years this will give a voice to this alternative recycling and waste management system.
The mission of ISWA is to promote sustainable waste management worldwide. ISWA is traditionally very strong and has very good contacts to countries in Europe, in America and in Asia, but not so good contacts to African countries. That's why we're very happy to have SWEEPNet as one of our cooperation partners now, who gives us access to countries in the MENA region.
We have been conducting here a training workshop in NAMA and solid waste management. What is a NAMA? It is a nationally appropriate mitigation measure that shall develop sustainable the waste management sector and at the same time contribute with an important mitigation of greenhouse gas emissions. With the program of this kind, we can mobilize international support for designing and implementing such a program and develop the waste management sector. We have had several participants from a number of countries of the MENA region. They have been very enthusiastic and are hoping of further support by the SWEEPNet to conduct in-depth training and assistance in designing NAMA programs.
I'm coordinating for the GIZ, the National Solid Waste Management Program, and we are involved with establishing the institutional setup for a reform or sector reform in solid waste management in Egypt. And from our side, the biggest advantage of having now the SWEEPNet event here in Cairo is to have the possibility to exchange ideas, to see the processes and the experiences that other countries have already had in that area, and to learn from that and also to get some feedback on the ideas that we are currently developing.
The network SWEEPNet is well on track to becoming a regional organization.
We have more participants than ever before.
5 MENA countries have so far signed the legal statutes of the network, and Yemen has ratified it as a first member. A second ratification is currently in process